What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So, we're in September now, and that means that a lot of TV series are coming back with new seasons, and we've also got a whole bunch of new TV shows coming out, which is pretty damn good. I'm very much ready for some new shows and stuff like, and for anything really. And we're getting a few new sci-fi sort of TV shows, which is always good. I love me some sci-fi TV shows. And first one up is The Orville. Now, this was kind of sold as like a Seth MacFarlane parody of Star Trek and all that. Like, we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to, poke fun at Star Trek a little bit and kind of go the route of Galaxy Quest, I think was the kind of the plan. On viewing of seeing the first episode, the sort of the pilot, I don't know what they're trying to do. I think it feels like they want to have the epic adventure away team has these these shootouts with alien races and all that, but then of Star Trek, but they also want to have the funny not so serious, well, not that Star Trek was serious in any way, but goofy Galaxy Quest side. But the problem is it's sitting in the middle. And it doesn't know which way it wants to go. And I think that's why it's not getting the reception that it kind of hoped that it would. It's just not quite. It doesn't know where it wants to go. It really doesn't. It doesn't know where it wants to go. It doesn't know if it wants to be this cool sci-fi TV show or this comedy. So I think that's the problem when you want to create this sort of hybrid show, because you're trying to get the best parts of both, but the problem is the best parts of both affecting each of the best parts. So the good parts of the Orville was, I feel like, the look of it. I liked the look of the ship. The ship was okay. It's good. It was nothing new, but it was sort of a mix of kind of a bit of a Battlestar, a bit of Star Trek, bit of Galaxy Quest, all sort of thrown into each other. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The bridge could use a little bit of work. The bridge was a little bit but the prosthetics on everyone's faces, the enemy ships, the enemies looked really cool. A sort of a Mass Effect-y bad guys from Star Trek Beyond kind of feel. I liked it. I liked it a lot. All of it had the right looks, and they had good sort of CGI scenes, and it looked good. It looked good. I was surprised at the quality. I was surprised at the quality of the actual CGI. I was really surprised by that. Also, the music. The music was great. I loved the music. It was kind of still this sort of retro, sort of sci-fi soundtrack to it, which was great. I loved it. It was really good. I think it was actually damn good. So, all that adds up. It was actually kind of awesome. That was really good. And the shootout between the away team and the Krill and all that looked really good. I was surprised at the quality that was coming out of this. I really was. The part that fell flat for me was the comedy part. The comedy part, which is not what you'd expect from Seth MacFarlane. It really wasn't. For me, it was like, it was all about the ex-wife. It was all about the ex-wife. Like, hey, I have to go around space with my ex-wife who slept with an alien, and now I'm not, married to her. Like, gosh, getting married, that's so bad. It was, that stuff, it grew old very quickly. Very quickly. And it was like, seriously, bro? Just chill out, okay? Let it go. Let it go for a minute, please. And then some of the, the jokes, like, that race is different than us. Or like, this is stuff that's been done before quite consistently, and it was sort of, it kind of just was lame. It wasn't all that good. I just don't think the show knows exactly where it wants to go. I think it's stuck of trying to be like this cool sci-fi show, but also this funny comedy as well. And I think they need to decide. They need to decide like where they're gonna put their main efforts. If you want to be a cool sci-fi show, go be a cool sci-fi show. But if you're gonna be a comedy show, better make the damn comedy a little bit better, because it's not going down as well as I think they'd hoped. And like, you would expect a lot better out of Seth MacFarlane, to be honest. You really do. So character-wise, you got Seth, who's playing this, the captain, who's Ed. He's basically like this average dude, right? He's just average dude. He's not Captain Kirk. He's not Jean-Luc Picard. He's not that. He's just this average dude. He's like, I think this is where like, people go, this is like a Star Trek fanfic, right? Because he's just a normal person getting put into, oh yeah, you're a captain of a starship. That's the way it feels. That's the way it feels. I mean, he was like this star cadet that was, they had a real big high hopes for him. And they thought like, oh, he's going to be a captain of a heavy cruiser by the age of 40. And like all this stuff, they keep going on about it. But he kind of fell off the wagon when he, he broke up with his wife. And, he just feels like this is this average dude. Then you have his ex-wife, who's, like Angeline Palicki. I know she was on Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know that's where she was from. So that's, she was just typical kind of ex-wife, really good at her job, like far better than he is, that sort of thing. Pretty. But she was good. She was okay. Scott Grimes, the helmsman, I thought he was probably the funniest out of all of them. I actually really liked him. Hugging the donkey and all that with the ship and all that. That was cool. I liked that. And then I guess sort of like his sort of, the navigator, like his co-pilot, I think it's John or something like that. He's like, yo, can I drink soda up on the bridge? He's like, yeah, sure. That it was a bit weird. I don't know. It was kind of strange. And then you had like the security chief, who was this sort of young, basically like their interpretation of a Vulcan, but the opposite. Like they have super strength because they grew up on their home planet has a higher gravity, so their strength is like, it looks like it's sort of super strength to average beings and stuff. So she has like these moments where she like, smashes down an entire like this big steel door, or she'll I think she picked up and threw something at this guy, or she like super jumped over these things, and like all the enemies just looked at her and went like, whoa, and then went back to shooting the other guys, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is the opposite Vulcan. But she's just this young girl who's the security chief. They had a doctor who's kind of serious, old school doctor. Kind of reminded me of the Mass Effect doctor. She goes to these ships where she thinks she's needed the most, and basically is like, if you don't have the balls, Captain, I'm your doctor, I'll know, sort of thing. Just jokes like that. And then you had the science officer, who, for all intents and purposes, sounded like Data, like hard out. They basically went out and found a dude that sounds exactly like Brent Spiner. That's what happened. It's not him, but it's basically him. And he plays like this robot. He's a robot that I think his name's Isaac, and he's apparently their race is like super racist. Okay, all right. And then they had this second officer, which is basically Worf. It was Worf, and he's this race that's only males and only goes to the bathroom once a year. And they make a joke about that. So, yeah, the characters are very, run-of-the-mill. They're not anything different than anything normal, but I think that's kind of the way they wanted to go. I think they just kind of wanted to poke fun at those at the the tropes of sci-fi characters and stuff like that. But it didn't really go down all that well. It didn't really click. Like the funny parts they tried to do, no, it didn't work. I am hopeful though. I'm hopeful that they can pick it up, that they can, really do something good with this show, because like I said, the effects, the look, the bridge is kind of barren, but it's not bad. It has some potential there. There is some potential. It's just they gotta figure out which direction they want to go. It's like, do you want to be a comedy? Then go be a comedy. Do you want to be a cool sci-fi show? Go and be a sci-fi show. Just this whole sitting in the middle thing, I don't think will work. It won't work. They need to figure that part out, and then, it doesn't mean like if you want to be a cool sci-fi show, it doesn't mean that you can't be funny. It doesn't mean that. You can have funny points. You can have funny moments. They just got to be better placed. Maybe, of better quality, and stop going on and on about your ex-wife who cheated on you, and work with something different. So hopefully this was just first episode, establish characters, establish like the whole narrative thing, establish the universe. And then hopefully as the show progressed, which by the way, many Star Trek seasons and all that have done as well, like the first sort of few episodes or even seasons aren't all that good until it really gets rolling. Hopefully that this is sort of going with that as well. Like maybe it's just gonna take a little bit to get rolling, to get going, and hopefully it will get better. But who knows? I'm just crossing my fingers that we might get a cool sci-fi show, especially if Star Trek Discovery doesn't go the way, like isn't all that good. We need something. Hopefully they can pull it out. Hopefully they can do something good with it, and then that the future episodes are actually kind of good. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.